a Portuguese ship from the late 1300s, and this is a Ming treasure ship. With a deck as wide as a village, masts taller than anything European sailors had ever seen, this wasn't just a ship, it was a floating city. And it was just one of hundreds built by the Ming Dynasty to dominate its rivals and project fear across the seas. The scale is legendary, the man who commanded them even more so, and the fact that they were even possible almost defies belief. This is the story of a boy kidnapped, mutilated, and enslaved who rose to command the largest fleet the world had ever seen. This is the epic of the biggest ship in history, and how it vanished into legend. The tale begins in Yunnan, where a 10-year-old boy lives under Mongol rule. His father, a low-level official, is killed when Ming forces arrive. On the road, the child meets a Ming general who demands, "Where is the Mongol emperor?" The boy lies. "He jumped into a pond." The general pauses, clever. The boy is captured and brought to Zhu Di, the fourth son of the Ming Dynasty's founding emperor. But to stand near power, the boy must be transformed. In the Ming world, eunuchs are more than servants. They are tools of the emperor, made loyal through loss. Castrated young, stripped of identity, and given nothing but what the emperor bestows. They can't build families, so they build empires. Many become scholars, tax officials, and secretaries. Some advise the emperor directly. Those who gain favor can surpass even nobles in power. Zhu Di is 21 when he meets the boy. Despite the age gap, they form a bond. The boy's body grows differently, longer limbs, taller frame. While most Ming men are 5'8", Ma He, as he's called, reaches nearly 7 feet with a waist as wide as his height. His stature becomes an advantage. China is unstable. The borders are threatened. Ma He becomes a soldier, then an officer, and eventually Zhu Di's personal bodyguard. When Zhu Di wages war to seize the throne, Ma He fights by his side. Zhu Di's father had feared eunuchs, kept them uneducated and powerless. But Zhu Di? He sees fire in them. His father once told a story. One man guards a fire day and night, never resting. Another lets the flames die, then revives them with embers the next day. Both keep the fire. Zhu Di prefers the second, calm, clever, adaptable. When his nephew becomes emperor, Zhu Di doesn't wait. He launches a brutal civil war and takes the throne, becoming Emperor Yongle, lasting joy. Loyal eunuchs are rewarded, the rest purged. Eunuch-run agencies begin managing everything from farming estates to mining operations, even a secret police. He sends them as emissaries to distant lands. But one eunuch stands above all others, Ma He. He is renamed Zheng He, Grand Director of Palace Servants, a trusted friend and now the most powerful eunuch in China. Still, Yongle is restless. His claim to the throne is fragile. So, he sets out to impress the world. He builds the largest encyclopedia ever compiled, reforms civil service education, and transforms Beiping into Beijing. But he wants more. According to Confucian beliefs, China is the Middle Kingdom, the center of civilization. Other nations must pay tribute, recognize China's supremacy, and receive trade in return. To expand this vision, Yongle commissions the greatest fleet in history, not just to trade, but to awe. It's a display of military and economic dominance. But the emperor can't lead it himself. He turns to the man he trusts most, Zheng He. Zheng He commands 93 eunuch officers and 103 lieutenants, alongside translators, doctors, clerks, astrologers, even pharmacologists. The full crew numbers 27,000, a floating civilization. The fleet is divided into 5 classes: 300 transport ships for troops and cargo, 180 warships to fight pirates and protect routes, 240 supply ships with grain and water, 700 horse ships to carry cavalry and trade goods, and 36 colossal treasure ships, the pride of the fleet. Each treasure ship is a marvel, 56 meters wide, 136 meters long, with 9 masts towering nearly 100 meters high. 4 decks, the lowest, weighed down with stone ballast, the uppermost armed with 24 bronze cannons. They carried porcelain, silk, gold, and even exotic animals. Their rudders could rise and fall, acting as secondary keels technology Europe wouldn't discover until 400 years later. Zheng He sails to Malaysia, Sri Lanka, India, Hormuz, and even Kenya. He crushes pirates like Chen Zuyi and enforces Ming authority at every port. Gifts are exchanged. Rulers bow. The world watches as the Middle Kingdom's shadow falls across oceans. This was Pax Ming China at its most powerful, perhaps its closest brush with becoming a colonial empire. But not all approved. Many in the Confucian bureaucracy loathed the eunuch's power. They saw the Voyages as wasteful, extravagant. In 1421, lightning strikes the Forbidden City. A major hall burns. It's seen as a sign from heaven. Yongle asks for criticism and gets it. The Voyages are denounced. He pauses shipbuilding. But power speaks louder than tradition. When the bureaucracy weakens, Yongle silences them, jails his critics, and resumes the missions. Zheng He sails again. Until Yongle dies. His son Hongxi rises with the support of the civil service. The eunuchs lose favor. The voyages are cancelled. The fleet is dismantled. China turns inward. Centuries later, as China celebrates the 600th anniversary of Zheng He's journey, doubts begin to emerge. A full-sized replica is proposed, but shipbuilding expert Xin Yuanu raises concerns. No tree in China was long enough to form a single dragon bone, the central spine of the ship. Timber had to be joined, but Ming joinery wasn't strong enough. The ships likely would have broken apart in high seas. The same goes for the masts. Even the original fleet's size is now questioned. The most vivid descriptions come from a novel written 200 years later. It describes a fleet so massive, it must have been built by gods or at least by someone 7 feet tall. But historical records are more modest. They mention 249 ships, not 1,000. Oddly, they include 63 treasure ships, more than the novel claimed, but far fewer support ships. And there's no mention of the 6 million trees it would have taken to build the fleet. To date, the largest wooden ship confirmed by history was built 450 years after Zheng He's voyages, and it doesn't come close in size. Was it myth, exaggeration, or a forgotten truth? A eunuch rose from slavery to command oceans. He carried China's name to foreign shores, led the greatest fleet of its time, and then vanished from history's center stage. But here we remember. This is the story of Zheng He. This is the legacy of China's lost armada. You're watching Trend Through Time.